chilling warning, okay? Erdogan delivered a speech, if you can pull this up, to a rally in which he told attendees Israel was responsible for war crimes and framed Hamas as freedom fighters. Obviously, we know Hamas is not freedom fighters. In comments that have prompted Israeli outcry and led the country to withdraw its diplomatic presence, President Erdogan suggested assault on Gaza constitute a massacre. Erdogan reportedly said, "From now on, we will continue on our path with the motto that we may suddenly knock on your door one night." He said, in the past, they were massacring the Jewish people in the gas chambers, and they were indeed wiping out whole regions with bombs. Then he added, a similar mentality is being shown in Gaza today. Okay? All right. So Erdogan, he's talking about a massacre. That's exactly what he was okay with Azerbaijan doing to Armenia. He wasn't saying anything.
No moral authority to talk about genocide.
You want to talk about a guy that doesn't have... Exactly. Mm-hmm. He said, let me not remind Armenians of what we did to you many years ago that can happen again. This is
He said that?
Oh, yeah. This guy's a straight-up gangster, is what Erdogan is. Mm. He's a straight-up gangster. This guy's not a lightweight. He's a true believer. And he's one that at the same time, Turkey's military, strong military. If you type in one of the strongest militaries in the Middle East, type in strongest military in the Middle East. Strongest military in the Middle East, yeah. Okay, so see what comes up. 10 strongest military. Go to that one. I think he's top, he may even be number one, but he's top 3. For sure he's top 3.
Wow.
10 is UAE. Okay, keep going, which doesn't say much. Then is Iraq. Keep going. Then it's Morocco, keep going.
Syria.
Then it's Syria, keep going. Algeria, keep going. Saudi, 5th. Iran, 4th.
Wow.
Israel, 3rd. Egypt, guess who's left?
Wow, Turkey.
Number 1.
Are you serious?
They have the strongest military in the Middle East.
Ground and air.
And by the way, those are our planes, weapons, and everything.
I know.
That are in Turkey and Israel.
So he is sitting there saying, you want to do something? Okay, so look at that number right there. You see 355,800? That's 2017. Hamas is 40K. Hezbollah is 150K. Israel, I think, is 300,000 if they get their reserve. This is active personnel. Mm-hmm. Active. They got 355. Israel doesn't have 355. Active, okay? So this is not, if you wake these guys up, so now watch this. Let's say Turkey gets involved. Say Iran gets involved. Say Israel's obviously involved. Hamas is obviously involved. Iran gets involved. Hezbollah is definitely involved. And then next thing you know, Saudi's got to get involved. And then from there, NATO's got to get involved. U.S. has got to get involved. Everybody's like, wait a minute, you're getting a little too close to Europe. What are we doing with this? Mm-hmm. Russia's got to get involved. China's got to get involved. In no time, this is World War III. And this is one of the reasons why I asked the question yesterday of the governor. There's 3 things. Very basic number. World War I, 19 million people died. 19 million casualties. World War II, 60 million casualties. If we follow that trend, World War III will be 200 million casualties. The entire thing is about finding a way to calm people's nerves down. Get people to say, guys, relax. Guys, let's figure this thing out. But unfortunately, left, right, center, the buyer's remorse community doesn't believe in their president. People who didn't vote for him, they already don't believe in him. But people who did vote for him are having buyer's remorse. A big percentage of them, they don't see him as somebody that's intimidating. Mm-hmm. They don't see him as somebody that's going to go out there and have the conversation with them. That visual we saw on the plane, on the Air Force One, when Blinken is behind him, is like, oh my God, don't say anything, don't say anything. Take your cameras off. And his chin looked a little bit weird. Everybody thought it was somebody else that was talking. It's like, that can't be him. That's got to be somebody else. Moral of the story, even though with all this stuff is going on, this is when you value somebody that knows how to bring the temperature down. Biden doesn't have the ability to bring the temperature down. You know, when you first start hiring people and you're running a company, you know how you look at somebody as a employee, you're like, oh, I like him, he's going to be great. Second time you hire, like, dude, that did not work out, okay? Third time you hire. By the time you're hiring people, you're 50, 100, 200, 500,000. We've hired, 1,000 employees or 15. On the insurance side, I've 45,000 insurance agents. Imagine how many people we've hired over the years. You know what you start realizing? You start realizing what qualities matter the most. Yesterday, we were having a leadership meeting, my Monday morning CEO meeting that I do. And one girl, I say, hey, the one guy that works here, he seems like he's always happy. We need more positive people here. because there's nothing worse than having negative people in the office that always are petty. It's not fair. It's not this. It's not that. Oh, my gosh. You realize the value. Even Elon Musk in his book talks about that talent is great. Everything is great, but nothing is above a positive attitude. A great attitude, you can teach them skills. You can teach them how to do things. You can't teach them that stuff. Where am I going with this? The American voter has to get better at picking the employee that is doing the job for us. And one of the things you have to judge the person you hire is, can they lower the temperature to prevent a World War III? You don't prevent a World War III by going out there and killing people. You prevent a World War III by everybody knowing if you do cross the line, it's going to be horrible. Like, you know what Trump said a couple days ago? If 1 ounce of blood, what did he say a couple days ago?
If they drop 1 ounce of American blood, I'm going after gallons from you.
Right. Spill a drop of ours, I'll spill a gallon of yours.
Yeah.
Oh, gangster.
But you know what? America needs that. America needs that. America needs somebody like that right now. So we can have this debate back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What is going to prevent World War III is probably the most beneficial thing for everybody. That's probably going to be the most beneficial thing for everybody.
We absolutely need strong leadership. And I'll paint the picture for you a little worse. Remember, there's the NATO clause that says if you attack one, all will defend.
Yeah, section.
And that was why Russia did not want an official joining of NATO by Ukraine, because it means everybody's there, which was a Southern European country, controversial at the time, that joined NATO in 1952. Turkey. Turkey's been a member of NATO since 1952. So if Turkey...
And by the way, he just said a couple months ago that they may step away from being a member of NATO. I don't know if you saw that.
And by the way, they're stepping away with NATO arms and NATO training and American arms that have been provided to the NATO countries. We don't give them all the tricks. We don't give them the warplanes with everything, but they've got very serious armaments. And so a Turkey saying, okay, I'm doing this, I'm in. That basically means we're at war with our own equipment. We're at war with ourselves.
Did you see what
it is so horrible. We need a leader to stand up. And the world is never safer. Never safer. And the United States is never safer. And the diverse people of the United States are never safer than when the guy in the White House is thought of to be the bully by the bad actors. When Reagan was inaugurated, moments after he was inaugurated, it was hours later, Iran had a deal. Hey, we figured out how we can get the hostages back. Here we go. Here's your boarding pass. Remember that? When the rest of the world says that the American leader is nuts, when you've got Al-Qaeda says Reagan's nuts, when you have the Eastern European despots at the time saying that the American leader is nuts, the world is safe. And when people were saying that Trump was nuts, and I know he wasn't nuts, he's not nuts. He was out there standing for freedom, standing for the U.S., but guess what? The rest of the world was a little nervous around him. And you know what? That is not a bad thing when the bad guys become nervous. And no wars under Trump. You're exactly right. And it takes a statesman who the rest of the world thinks is not a patsy or a pushover.
This guy's got no credibility, Erdogan. Okay? He's an absolute hypocrite. Okay? The Armenian genocide, 1919.
Yep.
Okay? What's going on?
1915.
What's going on in Azerbaijan today? Lindsey Graham calls them Turkey, the squad of NATO. You can't trust these guys right here. So it's disappointing. It's destabilizing for NATO with this guy Erdogan. But, he calls it war crimes.
His muscle's real.
You don't think he's done war crimes? You don't think he's what's going on? So, be careful who you're getting your advice from, is all I'm saying.
No, it's not about be careful who you're getting your advice from. This is we're on the same page. This is war crime on steroids that this guy's got.
Yep.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
he's got blood on his hand.
And to me, this isn't about positive energy preventing a war. This, FYI, folks, if you're wondering where I stand with if we're already in it or not, we're in it.
I already said
it's over.
We're
in
happening.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, the way my strategy, what I said is to not have a person like Biden as your president.
Yep.
That's my strategy. My strategy is from day one. It's too late. The moment somebody knows they can't fear you, it's over.
It's a wrap.
That took a second. The way Afghanistan, we left, and then from there.
This was happening under Biden.